Alright, this video will be for the 2M Fabrication Cat Delete on the my 2023 Corvette C8. As you can see here in the package, we got some parts, we got some metal gaskets, we got the actual cat deletes. This will replace the catalytic converters completely. There's nothing in there. You can see there's nothing in the center there. Got one for each side. Yeah. Here's the other one. As you can see, they have some sort of powder coat on them to protect them. Right here is where the O2 sensor spacers will go. And here are the O2 spacers. These will go directly into the pipes there, and your O2 sensors will simply plug into there. Get two of those, and of course you get all the hardware that comes with it. You get 2 bags of hardware. There's really no instructions that come with it, so hopefully this video will help you. So let's get started with the tear down of the car and go from there. Now for this part of the tear down, we'll be removing the carpet and the maintenance cover. You'll need a clip remove tool, a T15 socket or a wrench or whatever you have, and then a ratchet or screwdriver, whatever you want for this. Pretty simple, and I'll be going over that in a second. All right, first thing we need to do is remove the carpet. Pretty simple. We have these things that hold in the roof. There's 4 T15 bolts in there. Same on the other side. We'll want to remove these clips as well. This is where you would have the netting that comes with it. There's one on the top, one on the bottom here on both sides, as you can see. Driver's side here. So let's get started. Okay. Okay, now we have the carpet out. We have the maintenance cover here exposed. There are 19 T15 screws that go into this, several across the top here, a couple down the sides, and then some across the bottom here. So we're going to go ahead and get those removed now. Okay, for this next part, we're going to be removing the entire air box out from the car. For this, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need the clip removal tool, or some clips on there that need to be removed. A T27. This will remove the air box from the place that's holding it into the blah blah blah. Cut that. 7mm socket. This will be for the clamp, hose clamp that's holding the air filter to the intake. 10mm to remove some of the pieces around the air box. A screwdriver, just in case you need one for the clamp, and you're going to want a light to be able to see some of the stuff on the inside of the engine bay. Okay, so there's the air box that needs to be removed. There's a couple of screws down at the bottom here. That's the T27. And, T27 is right here. There's a clip There's another one on the other side. There, and a clip there. I'm moving on through to this side. Down here, there's a bolt here, and it's probably going to be stripped because I am expecting some shoddy work from the Corvette mechanic at Sun Chevrolet. This isn't tightened down all the way. Looks like this clip also was broken in the process. I did have some a transmission fluid change there. I didn't see this until now. And then there's two bolts here for the heat shield. These will need to be removed. Now on the other side, here, can't really see it, but there's a bolt for the clamp that needs to come out here. And the same thing, so I can see some more shoddy work from the mechanic at Sun Chevrolet. This was busted. The clip, yep, so this is broke. If I can get in there. Okay, so there's the screw that needs to be removed. You can see the brown clip wasn't connected. More shoddy work from the Corvette mechanic at Sun. Good job, Brett. And then, of course, there's the two screws here on this side for the heat shield that needs to be removed. Okay, I'm going to start with the hose clamp on the front. Hopefully this isn't on there too tight. All right, so we got the air box out. Interesting, got some shoddy, again, shoddy work here done by Brett at Sun Chevrolet. Just broke some clips. This wasn't even attached. Some more broken clip here. This thing, I don't even know where this was attached to, so now I'm going to have to figure that out. This wasn't attached. If you go over here, I showed this earlier in the video, that this thing was broken at some time. Now I know, pretty much I know when I got the dual clutch transmission flush or change and the filter change that you know, the Corvette mechanic that they think is the best really doesn't know what in the hell he's doing. This was busted. Now I know where it goes. I can fix this. You know, busted out clips everywhere. Real shoddy. Don't ever take your car for service to Sun Chevrolet in McMurray, PA. Piece of shit. Before we go ahead and get started on anything, we're going to put some anti-seize on the bolts for the catalytic converter. Some penetrating catalyst. I'm using this right here. PB penetrating catalyst. It works pretty good. And spray some on the bolts where the flanges go against the catalytic converters. We're going to go ahead and get those real good. Okay, now that we have the air box out and we pointed out all of the mistakes that Brett at Sun Chevrolet made in breaking all the clips and whatnot. Okay, now it's time to remove the O2 sensors here. You got this one right here, and this one right here. I got a 7/8 or 22 millimeter slotted O2 sensor wrench. So what we'll be doing is unclipping these clips first, and then giving it a twist. Hopefully it comes out pretty easily. We'll go from there. All right. As you can see, got the O2 sensors removed from both sides. Now to okay, so it looks like we are going to have to remove the heat shields off of the headers coming out into the catalytic converter. There's no way to get to the third bolt. So what I'm going to have to do is remove my panels on both sides. Looks like a T27, not sure yet. And then on the passenger side, let's see here, on the passenger side, there are some 10 millimeter bolts. I don't know which ones need to come off just yet. I'll make a determination here once I start digging into it. Let's wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to take the panels off here and remove the 3 bolts holding these orange panels in place. It's actually a T30. Okay, so there appears I got this top heat shield off. There's 1, 2, 3 bolts total that I can see. They're 10 millimeter. 1, 2, and I don't know if I can get to the third one down there. There's 3 of them. We're going to go ahead and try to take those off, and hopefully it's just those 3 bolts, 10 millimeter. Okay, so on the driver's side, I removed the crossbar here. I should have done that to begin with, make it a little easier to get to that screw down here. But as you can see, I got the heat shield removed completely from the driver's side. Now on the passenger side, it's a little different. Same concept. Screws are there, but I'm really not sure if I want to mess with this thing right here, so I'm able to move the shield out of the way to get to where I need to go. Okay, for the next part, we're going to be removing the catalytic converters. The tools you're going to need are a 13 millimeter socket, 15 millimeter socket with a 3/8 wrench or 3/8 battery powered wrench, and I always have a little magnetic thing to catch screws so they don't fall. So let's take a look at what they have. Okay, so now we're going to remove the catalytic converters from the exhaust here. So the driver's side is a little different than the passenger side. I'm not sure why GM did this. There's two 15-inch or 15 millimeter nuts on both sides, just two. These are 13 here on these two holding this mount together, whereas over here on the passenger side, these are 13 millimeter nuts. There's three of them, one here, and then one in the back, and these are also 13 holding this mount together. So over here in the top of this, there's three 15 millimeter nuts that go all the way around here on both the passenger and driver's side. So let's see how this works out. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down, remove one at a time. Okay, so we got all the nuts off the front and rear of the catalytic converter. Now it's time to remove the cats and put in the new ones. Okay, now that we have the stock factory catalytic converters out, we're going to work on putting these together. Like I said, there's no instructions for these, so I'm going to do my best. I've kind of figured out which one was the driver's side and which was the passenger side. The driver's side only has two bolts that connect to the exhaust here. The other side, the passenger side, has three. So kind of figured out that this is the orientation of how they go in. This would go to the headers. Even though these come with gaskets, I am going to get a crushed gasket from Paragon Performance. I've heard that that's better than the gaskets that come with this. So I don't have those ordered yet, but once I do, we'll be putting those in here on both sides. So yeah, there's a bunch of hardware that came here. So different lengths of bolts. So it'll be quite interesting here. Then there's these ones here, not marked, no instructions. These ones are self-explanatory. These will go where they have these temporary screws here. So let's start with that, since these are the easiest. These just screw in like so. Not really sure how the orientation goes. We might have to adjust these once we get them in place. So I'm not going to tighten them down super tight for that reason. But your O2 sensors will go in here. Same with this. Well, apparently these O2 spacers will trick the computer into thinking that you know, it forms a vacuum inside of here, so it will trick the computer into thinking that it is actually connected to the stock catalytic converters. I'm hoping that's what it is. If not, then I might just have to deal with the check engine light and have to solve for that problem at another time. Yeah, so not sure where these go. So I'm going to take time to figure that out. Okay, so the first bag had three bolts, some nuts, and some washers. I'm assuming those go with the passenger side because that was the smaller bolt size and nut size, the 13 millimeter, as opposed to the driver's side had 15. So what I did was I kind of just put these to the side. There's a spring washer, a regular washer. Just right now I'm just temporarily putting these in place where they would go normally. We're doing all that right now. I got all three of them done there. Now for this big bag of bolts, where I don't know what to expect here. There's quite a few of these. Kind of have an idea, but we'll figure that out. Okay, through process of elimination, kind of figured it out. The two long bolts go on the driver's side, where the 15 millimeter nuts were. They have the longer bolts on the one from the factory. Let's put it there, and the rest of them are all pretty much the same size around. Three here that goes to the header, two here that goes for the hanger. This is for the driver side. Passenger side, same thing. Two, the shorter ones go on where the hanger is, and then the three that go to the header. All right, so here are the gaskets that come with it. But after watching some videos online, I've heard there's a better one, so I'm going to order those, and I'll put the link in the video for that. So, bye. Okay, back again today. No, I mentioned yesterday in the video that I was going to order some Paragon Performance OEM gaskets. I was able to extract one from the original catalytic converter. It's obviously too big, so I can't use this, so I will be going with the ones that were provided by 2M Fabrication. Hopefully we won't have any problems with that. So that's that. Another thing too, I noticed on this particular pipe, this was sticking out, and it made me realize that we need the gasket off of the OEM catalytic converter. Here that is. So let me grab a quick screwdriver. Okay, so this gasket here needs to come off. Get this. This is the gasket that needs to come off here. So I'm just going to carefully pry it off of this. And there that is. We'll put this aside. And then this just, grab the wrong one. This goes on here. Takes a little bit of muscle. Okay, to put these in, these nuts and bolts are 14 millimeters, so I got two wrenches, two 14 millimeter sockets, two extensions if needed. I also have an open-ended ratchet wrench in case we need it, and two extensions in case we need it. I didn't have a wrench big enough for the two spacers, so I have a crescent wrench so we can adjust these where they need to sit in the thing. And of course I got the gaskets here ready to go. Okay, now when we put these in here, I'm not going to tighten everything up. I'm just going to get everything aligned and we'll tighten it up afterwards. So we'll do the driver's side one first here. Kind of curious to see how this goes, so let's see what we got. So I was able to kind of pre-fit these in before I tighten them up. As you can see, I got the driver's side in, passenger side in, top and bottom. There. Right there. Well, next thing to do is figure out how these O2 spacers fit in there. Since they're down further than the factory ones, I'm wondering if these need to point down. If so, it's going to be a challenge getting them on. If they're pointing up, there might not be room for the air box. So I'll have to wait and see how this turns out. Okay, so I marked the one here for the jar side with some blue tape, just in case it made a difference. I don't know if it does or not. But, set that aside. This is just going to screw in. I'm going to hand tighten this for now. As you can see, we got the cat in facing down. Hopefully that is the way it goes. There we go. There's that one. There's that one. Hopefully they're out of the way of the air box. And now it's time to button up the rest of these nuts and bolts. 14 millimeter, pretty much all the way around. However, the ones here I think are going to be 13. I have to check that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and tighten up the pipe on the driver's side, the 14 millimeters. Okay, time to do the other side. Okay, now it's time to button up the passenger side pipe. Remember, there's 14 millimeters on the bottom or 13 millimeters on the bottom on the flange piece, and 14 millimeters everywhere else on the bracket, mounting bracket, and the top piece of the pipe. So we'll get into that right now. Okay, we got everything buttoned up here. Finally, you got the tops, got the bottoms. We're good to go. So we're gonna start assembling everything, putting the heat shields back on, the crossbars, the panels, and the air box, and all the clips. We're just about done. Okay, we got the heat shield. We're gonna put that back in. Hopefully this is easy. We'll find out. All right, it's a little harder than I thought getting back in, but we got the heat shield back in. It was a little harder than I expected, but that's in. Now we're going to do the other side. All right, jumped ahead a little bit before I realized I wasn't recording, but the cross piece, I cleaned it up and I put it in place. I also got my side panels. I applied some new 3M tape. And we're going to go ahead and put this in now. Okay, now we're going to go on the passenger side and put the heat shield on this side. Now I know this one's going to be a little difficult just because it's hard getting it out, so it's going to be even harder putting it back in, but we'll get it. Okay, getting the other crossbar in and the other panel in, just buttoning that up now. I cleaned it all up. All right, so now it's starting to look like the engine bay again. We got crossbar all snugged up, the panel in place, the heat shield's in place on both sides. So now we can start on putting an air box back in. Okay, so it's time to put the air box back in. I've already connected the O2 sensor on the driver's side to that clip, and the same with the passenger side to that clip. I plugged in the sensor here, plugged in this antenna here, and now it's just a matter of trying to finagle this thing in place. I think it's going to be challenging, but we'll see. Okay, I had to finagle it in there, but I got everything back in as far as I can tell. Now I'm going to start putting the clips back in the best I can. because that's a cold start. The cold start, it rubs high and then it comes down.
Oh.
That's normal.
So that's it right there.
Yeah.
And it won't get any louder than that door. I've heard it.
All right, so I'm not going to put the maintenance panel back on or the carpet, just for the sake that I am going to change my transmission fluid. My dad was here taking a look at this, and I don't know if you saw him run, but it was loud. No check engine light came on, so I'm pretty thankful for that. So hopefully it doesn't come on. I don't know if it's has to run through any drive cycles for it to come on, but initial start, no check engine light, so the O2 spacers seem to be working. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be posting one when I do the dual clutch transmission fluid change. So until then, have a good day. Thank you.